Live, everybody. I am live. Let me get the side chat on here and let's get underway ranting and wrap up for. Let's see, it's going to take a minute to get over here. Let's see. So we can refresh this. We are live. There we go. Welcome to all of you and the many of you who will watch this on the after chat here. I am Vegas Rosie, your YouTube's one and only transgender sports handicapper. And if you like football like I love football, it was a good weekend this weekend. A good weekend to make some money, a good weekend to level up. But if you were betting pro football, let me tell you, Kelly, how you doing, honey? What's up, Julie? The square betters, that's the people that bet the line or go with what the public is doing. And the sharp betters, the so-called sharp money, are getting killed on NFL bets this weekend. And another tough weekend for making money for many people. What should have been, wasn't been. What wasn't been was been on this weekend. Yeah, the Bears, Dan, and we've got a happy Halloween to everybody on here that's coming up. Don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this outside, but we're going to try to. I can't believe that we are wrapping up week number 9 in college football, and what an exciting. Can't see what well. What do you look? Oh, there you go. Okay, let's get that. Got to have that helmet in there. There we go. I need a bigger table, right? Let's see, tilt that down a little bit, get my big head over there. There we go. I think that's a little better on there. Don't mind the neighbors over there. Why can't the Bears win? Didn't they just win last week? I don't know. Sorry, the old TV employee. Oh, that's good. Okay. What's up, Flan? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. We're going to wrap up in rant here, and I guess I'm going to start with the rant. So I'm going to say the rants till the end tonight. I think betting on pro football this year in particular has really been a difficult proposition for people, and I'm just waiting to get the end of the game. We have a minute 23. Buffalo's up 27-17 against Green Bay. So I'm going to mark that as a win for Green Bay. And it looks like they will have covered here too. So welcome to all of you and those that will be watching afterward. What I want to say is the lines are so sharp. And the amount of information is so big these days. And the flow of information is very hard to get an edge, as I've said week after week in pro football. And I believe in the last 15 years that I've been following, I haven't talked about it here on the channel, but I would say for the last 15 years, this has been the most ball-busting, excruciating year for making money if you're betting NFL football. And I defy you to find me one pro sports handicapper out there that has any kind of decent record of wins and losses for the year. Unlike a lot of them, any of them, I post my record right on the front of the thumbnail here for all to see, and I've done so every week. 51 and 38. We won this week 8 games and lost 5 games. Should have been 10 games we won and 3 games that we lost, but we had a little backdoor late last minute action. It really, I think the neighbors are going fucking nuts over it. Having a fight on the alley over here. Some kind of bullshit tonight. But cheers, everybody. Let's get to it. All right, let me get my scorecard on here. We're going to start with the NFL and see if we can make a few see if we can draw a few conclusions here about what's been going on and what's likely to come for the rest of the season. Cheers. So NFL scores, let's do it up. On any given Sunday, and I had somebody tell me I should have listened to your thoughts on the Seattle right Seahawks playing at home. Let's take it down. Let's start with the Ravens and the Buccaneers. Ravens won 27 to 22 in Tampa. And is there anybody out there that thinks that Tom Brady should not have retired along with Aaron Rodgers? Probably like last year to go out on a high note. Look at the Manning brothers. They're having the time of their life. President Obama, they're on TV. They're up in the analyst booth. I mean, they're enjoying life. Does Tom Brady look like he's enjoying life? Grab your nuts. Make sure that this is the last season and be done with it. Leave when the applause is loudest. Exactly. So, not much to say on that game. I'm not surprised the Ravens got down big and then, well, they just came plowing through. It's almost like the Ravens are turning it around now. They used to start like a house of fire and then give it away in the second half. Now it's almost, I always said they're a better road team than they play at home, and that's for damn sure. And that was exemplified once again in this game. They just play better on the road than they do at home. Bronco, you can't pull, yeah, who cares, Karma? I'm having a good time tonight. Broncos and Jaguars. I really thought that the Jaguars might gel, but really drank the Kool-Aid for the first two games of the season, and it ended up that, well, they've just been in a spiral ever since those two games. And today, the Broncos did it up. I couldn't believe Russell Wilson was actually able to lead a 98-yard drive that resulted in a Broncos go-ahead touchdown and a pretty amazing performance. Finally, this guy's got a little something to cheer about. Let's talk about the Dolphins and the Lions. The Dolphins really had to work to pull this one out in Detroit, but they did. I don't think that there's a big surprise there, but I don't think that they covered. I don't think that they covered the line on that. Panthers and Falcons had to go into overtime for the Falcons to win that. Really, I've been saying that the Panthers are doing a little bit better. As every week goes by, they seem to be gelling more and more as a team. Are they going to make the playoffs? No. But the quality of their play has improved a lot. Okay, Cardinals and the Vikings. The Vikings continue to impress to me at home, winning 34-26 against the Cardinals. And I'm not saying that this was a statement game, but this, yeah, they did. They traded Christian McCaffrey to the Niners, exactly. The Cardinals and the Vikings, this was, I don't want to say it's a statement game, but every weekend, the Vikings find a way to keep winning and winning and winning and winning. And I think that's going to continue. I think that they are one of the elite teams that is in the NFL. And if you're coming in, please hit the thumbs up button. It is appreciated, just like Karma Reflection. Thank you. Defense gave up 3 touchdowns a game. It's okay, right? These are pro football players. These are the elites that come out of colleges and play. And on any given Sunday, any of these teams is capable of beating any of the other teams, okay? The fact that you can keep winning week after week after week is a testament to coaching and the ability, and, well, playing, having a good team and a good offense. So I have to say, Morning Dove, you have been pretty negative on this team. And you have to say, I have remained positive on this team week after week after week. They continue to grab their nuts, play football, and move on. Bears and the Cowboys. Kelly, I don't know if you're here, but hey, Queenstown, how are you? Yeah, it was a good game. Niners were doing it up, but I'm telling you what, I don't think anybody expected the Bears to be able to beat Dallas. I'm just saying. to even go just down 20 points, I think was kind of a miracle today. And they stood in the game for a while, but Dallas is a pretty decent team. I think that they're going to go pretty far into the playoffs. If you want to bet on them, I think that they have been a pretty solid bet. Here we got the dumpster fire. New Orleans Saints playing at home against the Raiders, and my God, you want to talk about dumpster fires? Are you shitting me? Are you telling me that the Raiders could not go out there and score one single point in this game? Unbelievable. I had a boost, the plus third for every team playing is to score pay. The only team that didn't cover was the Las Vegas shit, 13 to 14. There you go, deja vu. 0 points, Jimmy. Can you believe it? Going out there and scoring 0 points against the Saints. Well, I want to tell you guys, Saints are not renowned for their defense. Maybe it's just that the expectations for Las Vegas when they moved from Oakland to Las Vegas were just a bit high. And maybe they're just don't have the building blocks to put a decent team together, certainly not for this year. Might be best if they just slack back and try to get a good pick for the draft for next season. God knows they put people in the seats, but how long are they going to be in the seats? If you're not putting a winning product on the field, it is going to be very, very problematic. All right, 24 to nothing. 24 to nothing. Probably the worst beatdown this season. Steelers and Eagles. Eagles took care of business 35 to 13. I'm not surprised. You're looking at a Super Bowl contender here, one of the elite teams in the NFL, and they are and continue to be fantastic and dependable week after week after week. I don't know if you should burn your Raiders gear. Maybe you should get in a car down there. Get in your car, Ed. Fucking drive down to Vegas. Show them where it is. Grab your nuts and start playing football, because whatever they're doing, bring Gruden back, apologize for being whatever. Bring a guy in that's a winner. The Steelers have a great coach, but zero depth. Yes, Tomlinson's a good coach, but you can only do so much. Okay? You can't pull a rabbit out of your ass every week. Because quality teams are just going to find a way to win. And, well, low-flying teams are going to naturally try to lose week in and week out. Patriots just surprised me. 22 to 17 over the Jets. Didn't see this coming. That's what I mean. The bettors are being killed this year. The square bettors were all over the Jets in this game. Okay, Jets, and they end up losing. People bet because they saw the way the Patriots got their ass kicked by the Chicago Bears. Now they're going to go into New Jersey and play the Jets. This should be easy. The Jets should pick this team apart, and the Patriots end up winning, and people lose money. How many people blew their parlay cards on this piece of shit game here? I'm picking this as the one that they pushed the plunger that blew up the parlays right here. This game right here. Titans and Texans. Titans 17-10. I'm not surprised. Seahawks 27 and the Giants 13. Push the plunger. Push the plunger. There's another game. You just sucked total and complete ass. And showed you when the Seahawks play at home, and I've said this before, and I said it Wednesday night, when you play at home, I don't care if you're the Seahawks, I don't care if you're the Washington Huskies, I don't care if you're the Washington Cougars. When you play at home in Washington, your chances of winning are dramatically higher than the visiting team. And, well, the Seahawks did it up today, doubling the New York Giants there and putting a few question marks in my mind about the Giants. Commanders and Colts. I don't know. Colts are a dumpster fire. Hey, James. I'm excited to see the Commanders kind of round into form and win some games. Carson Wentz sit his ass down and put a decent team on. Grabbed their nuts, went out, didn't piss down their leg. They won, and they won, and they won, and they won. Okay? It's a good deal. Brian, I don't look at that. 49ers and Rams. Christian McCaffrey coming over, making a big difference for the 49ers. Having a running game, and remember, they had a ton of injuries. Running backs and stuff opens up the passing game for the 49ers. Is there time to recover their season? Yes, there is. So there was a big important statement game against the 49ers, who were also suffering with injuries. We got the final win, 27-17, Bills over the Packers. Who is surprised? Who are the elite teams we have left? The Eagles. I now have to push the Dallas Cowboys up to an elite level. Ravens, sorry, you're still not making it back to elite level football. And a team that I think is just below but knocking at the door of elite level are the Minnesota Vikings. New York Giants slipped down a notch. Don't know if the 49ers are capable of clawing back up again. They've been so lumpy. I just don't know. But we still got a lot of football to go this season. So my conclusion is, if you're betting pro football, you're probably not having a good year. Let's go over some of the NCAA football, which was a great week for us here. Let me get these scores up. Get these scores up. This was week number 9. There we go. All right. I always tell you guys, betting college football, you have a much better shot because the power books, the Pinnacle Offshore, the Chris books out of Netherlands, Antilles, and in the Costa Rica, they don't have the depth to cover every single one of these college teams and pro teams and set the lines. And you can get your greatest chance of having a win by betting these contests, because sometimes I don't even think they take much time to set these lines, but they do set a line for them. So, okay, so let's get on to it. Virginia Tech and North Carolina. I haven't really liked Virginia Tech, but they've had the pieces, and they lost 22-21 to North Carolina. North Carolina is 24 rated. Virginia is not rated. Hey, Midnight Rocker. They're probably not going to go to a bowl, but it exposes, it tells me that North Carolina State is not going to go far. They've just had too many injuries. They have a freshman offensive line, and it's just not going to cut it. Okay, so if you're, when you have a chance to get some points against North Carolina State, take it, okay? Utah just barely squeaked by Washington State Cougars. I talked about Washington State. They are a tough, they're 4-4. They lost to Utah, but what a tough, scrappy team they are. And to beat them at home takes a lot of doing. And Utah was able to come through and do that. Does that mean Utah's an elite team? No. No. Get it out of your head. I don't even think that they should be in the top 20 when the coaches poll comes out, because they're not that, they're still a little too lumpy on there. So congratulations. We had East Carolina at BYU, and on this book we were given 3 points with East Carolina going into Provo, and people are in Provo are like, we're not going to lose to an ECU, right? We're the cherry of the Mountain West Conference here. Are you kidding me? We're not going to lose. Who in the hell? Where in the hell is East Carolina University? Those of us who bet money knew damn well that East Carolina University dismembered University of Central Florida the previous week. Hey, Optimist. That stuck in my mind. And people are still thinking for some crazy ass reason that BYU is a quality team. BYU is a dumpster fire this year. Okay. I couldn't believe it going into this game that we were getting points with ECU, East Carolina University, and they won. What was the final score? 27-24. Easily beat the spread. Plus, we had a secondary bet: East Carolina BYU under 62 points, and it came in at 51 points, very comfortable. So to me, it was easy pickings on that game. And if you listened Wednesday night, you had money, and you had money in the bank on those bets. Louisiana Tech, Florida International, who cares? Dumpster fires. Notre Dame and Syracuse. I have not liked Syracuse, although it's hard to beat them at home. Notre Dame. Fight for an old Notre Dame. They found their nuts. They have been in there, and week after week, they are getting better and better and better. Are they going to be vying for a national championship? No. Are they going to be a team to be feared for next year? Of course they are. Are they going to be a team that's going to make money this year for bettors? You do like to make money, right? That's a team that we can bet on because they took the number 16 team and they beat them 41-24. I'm just not I still don't drink the Syracuse Kool-Aid. Right? I've lost money fading Syracuse, but I just can't wrap my head around that, and I don't like the team. Okay. Arkansas beat Auburn. Auburn's a dumpster fire down there. No surprise down there. Arkansas has reached its level. It's never going to compete with the big schools, but it's going to beat the second tier team. It's going to be in that great upper swimming pool of mediocrity there. Okay. Ohio State and Penn State. What can I say? I watched this game. We did win on this. We had Penn State. We had Ohio State. No, we lost this. Ohio State. We laid 15 and a half points, and they gave a backdoor touchdown, and we lost at the very last minute on a last minute touchdown. But Penn State, I don't know, guys. It's just not gonna. It doesn't ring my bell. All right, I've got a gut overall feeling for teams. Right, I have a good feeling for which teams are gonna be great and are bound for greatness, and which teams had a little taste of the high life and are now crashing down to planet Earth. And that's kind of the way that I see Penn State. Even though they're 6-2 with this loss, I also have a few questions about Ohio State too, and I don't know, right? But we lost on that because Ohio State won by 13 points, and we needed 15 and a half. We had it for, what did we have it? We had it for about 2 minutes. They were beating the spread, and then they fucked up. All right. TCU in West Virginia. Oh, my God. We had TCU. Okay. We had them laying 7 points. They won by 10. That was okay. But I got to tell you guys, West Virginia was just, and I don't know how the books got it. They had the over. There at 69. I never thought TCU's defense was that piss poor. thank God TCU's offense is all that in a box of rocks because they grabbed their nuts and they found a way to cover the spread and win the game. How you doing, Darla? TCU is an elite level team, 8-0. But do I think that TCU can win a national championship? Maybe put a little mad money on the futures. Maybe you get $5,000 for a $100 bet if they somehow miraculously win. But one thing you can say about TCU is they win. No matter how the game goes, no matter how screwed up it is, no matter how West Virginia scares the hell out of them, or Oklahoma State, they're in there battling to the end. They never give up. Sonny Dykes is an outstanding coach, and they're just having a tremendous year, and I could not be happier. We have made money every single week on TCU. Boston College, Connecticut, who cares? Oklahoma beat Iowa State, who cares? Georgia Tech, 16, Florida State, 41. I don't think Florida State's going anywhere. Hey, Lee, they give them excitement, some people are cheering, they're happy. In Knoll Nation, they're down in Tallahassee. Right, chicks are getting laid, cheerleading, everybody's having a good time. Right, Florida State football's back, yes. But is it elite level? It's not elite level football there. But you take your wins when you can. And they did beat Georgia Tech handily to go 5-3. UCF and Houston, no surprise. Houston 42-27. Toledo, I don't know what the line was on Toledo. We didn't back Toledo for the first week. Okay, my beautiful Toledo Rockets. They eked out a win over Eastern Michigan, 27-24. I don't know. I guess I get a little burned the last time that they were out. Who did they play? And they zapped me in the sack. Toledo. Yeah, Buffalo. They got backdoored by Buffalo in the last. That kind of turned me off to the team a little bit. All right. Miami, Florida against Virginia. I think Virginia is the best 3-5 team in the nation. No matter who Virginia is playing, and they lost to Miami, okay, University of Miami, 14-12 in overtime. Okay, shouldn't have happened. Miami should have handily had this game. But the deal is here: when Virginia is playing, you want to take a look at the under on the betting line, okay? Because my philosophy is that their defense always shows up at the offense. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Rutgers in Minnesota. The Golden Gophers go to 5-3, beating Rutgers 31-0. Maybe Minnesota's coming back a little bit. Penn State beat the hell out of them. Okay, they've been roughed up a little bit the last couple weeks. They've been embarrassed. Okay, but they showed me something because Rutgers has not been a rollover team this year. Okay, 4-4 now. They came in 4-3. Now they're 4-4. But Minnesota showed me a little bit of gut here. Are they elite level? No. Should they be in the top 20? No. But you can make money on them. How you doing, Charles? Old Dominion and Georgia State, who cares? Illinois and Nebraska. Oh. Double bet. I could not believe as shitty as Nebraska's been playing. And what a dumpster fire. Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Hey, Butters, how you doing? Nebraska's been a dumpster fire, and I grew up loving Nebraska. The greatest offensive linemen in the United States came out of Nebraska and Oklahoma. They were like the cherries of the offensive squad, right? Beautiful, big corn husker, yeah. The wheels really fell off the cart, and I got turned off to Nebraska in that first game with Scott Frost coaching in Dublin against Northwestern. My God, what an eye opener! I never bet on Nebraska again. Trust me in that. I did like what I saw in Illinois in the first game against Indiana, and except for some bad coaching, they went against at home in Indiana. They went against Illinois. Illinois should have won the game. Illinois would be 8-0 right now. This team is a quality team with a unbelievably good defense. Okay, we have consistently made money week after week on Illinois, and when you find something that works, sometimes you want to press it a little bit, like a bet in Las Vegas. If something's working, press it. Okay, so we took two bets. We took Illinois laying 7 points, and we took the Illinois and Nebraska under 50, and the game came in at 35 points in total, and Illinois won by 19. Illinois won by 17 points. To me, I'm sad, June. I'm sad because I always loved the Huskers. I grew up idolizing Nebraska football, but they just can't find their nuts. Thompson, the quarterback, forget about it. The kid's a dope. The coach, it's been a nightmare. Okay, they just can't. I don't know how they've managed to win 3 games, but they have. But Illinois gave up 9 points. Tell me who in college football has a higher rated defense. Maybe Iowa for a while there than Illinois. Please circle Illinois. They are a great opportunity to make money. Okay? Northwestern and Iowa. Boy, Iowa got 33 points. God. What? I've watched these 9-6 games, Iowa and Illinois. I've watched these struggles of Iowa trying to play, freaking Alabama. It's just like, these guys can't move the ball. And they scored points. They scored points. I couldn't believe it. Okay? They go to 4-4. They beat a very weak Northwestern team. All right. Let's rant. What the fuck happened to Oklahoma State University, guys? I'm not often given to cussing. 48-0. Kansas State, ranked number 22. I gotta really spend some time this week looking at K-State, because this dumbbell drank the Kool-Aid and took Oklahoma State plus 1.5 points at K-State for a loser. All right. Not only did K-State cover, but let me remind you the score again. 48-0. Call me a cab. Oklahoma State University went toe-to-toe with TCU. And it took a freaking overtime win to ice the game for TCU. And you're telling me, how you doing, Craig? You're telling me that Oklahoma State goes into Kansas State and doesn't score one effing point? We got some serious homework to do. Kansas now advances at K-State to 6-2. They look like the real Kansas. Everybody was like, oh, UK, Daniels and University of Kansas is looking, Jayhawks are looking so good. Man, forget it. When you see upsets like this, you need to go to the drawing board and you need to understand you can't just gloss over this kind of game and say to hell with it, who cares, on to next week. You've got to dig into it. Because every team is going to be studying these game films. to see what K-State did to win that game. No, Optimus, because we're talking about football here, okay? Oregon and Cal. The only thing I liked in Cal was they finally took Plummer out because he was punch drunk, because he was on his back more than a $10 Las Vegas hoe on Tropicana Boulevard. Okay? This kid was punch drunk. This kid looked like he didn't know which end of the football field was up. All right. Got no offensive line protection. He's doing okay against Cal, but the only bright light I saw for Cal, and Cal lost 42-24. Covered. We made money. The only bright light I saw for Cal, this new kid, this sophomore comes in. Immediately comes in for Cal, and he throws 2 touchdowns against Oregon. All right? Like, where'd this kid come from? He'll probably hit the transfer portal and be out of Cal. But this kid's pinpoint accuracy was amazing in the game to see what this kid did in like 3 minutes. All right, this kid was unbelievable. I'm going to say it again about Oregon. Everybody's attention's on the SEC. Ooh, Georgia. Ooh, Ohio State. Alabama. Okay. Throw a little bit of Clemson in the mix. I don't know. A few more things in the sauce there you might like. But this Oregon team continues to fly under the radar. This Bo Nix, I admitted at the beginning of the year, I didn't like this kid at all. I didn't like his brashness. I didn't like the way he conducted himself. He came in through the transfer portal, which I didn't like. He got the hell out of Auburn. Hits the transfer portal. I'm laughing and tee-heeing the first game when Georgia just dismembers this guy. Just fractures this guy. Dan Landing in the post-conference in the post-game conference. All right, the coach of Oregon, he's in there at the conference. He's looking like this. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we got to do better. Really? When somebody gives you raccoon eyes in the post-game conference, they're going to find a way to do better. I'm just saying. And Oregon has been on a tear. Do I think that Oregon could be a national champion? I do. Because Bo Nix is 6'4", like 230 pounds. He's built like a running back. He can scramble. He can get the hell out of the pocket. He has really cool. He has a really good. He runs really good fakes on the line and stuff, and traps people, and can take the ball 30 foot. This guy can make. This guy can spin gold out of shit. Okay, I'm just saying. Watch this guy play. You better pray this guy just stays in the pocket and throws, because he's even more dangerous when he gets out of the pocket. And he's not afraid to take a hit. He'll blast the safety to kingdom come. How you doing, Manuel? He will knock a safety's ass into the next county. Durable, strong, brutal. Definitely a quarterback. I put him above Stroud. Okay. I put him above J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. All right. He grabbed his nuts. He made the plays. That's right, Julie. He is in Tennessee. We haven't gotten to Tennessee. Hold on. Don't be. Oh, Rosie, you didn't. You dumped on Tennessee. No, I didn't. I think that Tennessee would have their hands full with Oregon. Okay. Keep an eye on Oregon. Okay. Cal, okay, they're not, they're in that great swimming pool of mediocrity and stuff like that. It's Cal, right? We go to Cal for the brains, for the PhDs, for the Nobel prizes, blah blah blah, Olympic medals in rowing. Okay, all right, we get it. I just like, they are now 7-1, and against the spread they're 6-2. And I just think Bo Nix has so much confidence right now that he can tell the team, we're going to win today, guys. And we're going to win if we need to on my back. And it frees up the rest of the guys to just go out and play football and enjoy it. Now they had a few guys were shook up. But they got such great weapons on that team. Defense is a little... But you know what? Ohio State's defense is a little, Georgia's defense is a little, Alabama's defense, is a lot of, All right. Florida and Georgia. Georgia handily beats Florida, number 1 ranked Georgia, 42-20. Florida... Right. Playing in the swamp, everybody at the beginning, oh, watch out, Rosie. You're going to lose your ass betting against Florida. Still there. All right. I'll tell you guys a little secret. Georgia's not all it's cracked up to be either. All right. Wake Forest and Louisville. Wake Forest was number 10. I just couldn't go for Louisville. Malik Cunningham, I've loved you, man. But you so fucked me on that Syracuse game early, Florida State game early in this year. Hey, Barry, I just couldn't do it. All right. SMU and Tulsa, who cares? UCF beat Cincinnati. We lost money on this one. Cincinnati 20 ranked. Cincinnati almost always finds a way to win. And they were winning this game in the last 40 seconds. And then they got backdoored on a touchdown. With Cincinnati +1 gone into UCF and we lost. I didn't know which UCF team was going to show up. The one that East Carolina beat, or the one that beat the hell out of other teams. I don't know. Lumpy. You don't make money on lumpy teams. Just saying. Temple Navy, who cares? Missouri. We've made money on Missouri. Under the radar screen, nobody's talking about Missouri. Everybody was talking about the South Carolina Gamecocks. Oh my God, they came off that win against Texas A&M. They look so good. And people were tripping all over themselves to get up to the betting window. Oh my God, I got it back to Gamecocks. Don't ever let Texas A&M be the yardstick of greatness in football. You know what I'm saying, Donnie? Yeah. Told you guys on Wednesday, take Missouri, take the 4 points, going into South Carolina, crack a beer, sit back, wait about 3 hours, make your way to the window, cash your bet on that. And they did it up 23-10, comfortably covering the spread against number 25 ranked South Carolina, which should not be. Okay. I'm not a fan of Spencer Rattler. When the chips are down, no. Happy Halloween. Good night, Blonde. USC in Arizona. How the fuck is USC 7-1? All right. Got beaten in Utah by the Utes by a point. Okay. I'm down. It happens. Utah's a tough place to play football. Nobody drinks. Nobody parties. So the only thing you can do is go watch football in Provo and wherever they're playing. Ogden. Arizona was 3-4 coming in. Where's the USC defense? USC should be rolling over these teams, and we lost on USC. We laid 15 points. USC wins by we get backdoored at the last minute by Arizona because USC can't play defense. They're not going to go. They're not elite level team. I hate to say that, 7-1. But that defense is not going to get you into the game. What's up, Lee Murray? If anything, their defense has been playing worse. All right. I got to punch my ticket, grab my nuts, and get off the USC train. That's the way it is. They'll be playing Colorado this week. That should be interesting. The bottom 3 teams in college, that should be interesting. Kentucky and Tennessee. I have made money on Tennessee every week this year. I was early on the train. I got best seating, best view, best chance to make money. Everybody, oh, Tennessee's a joke, man. They'll fall apart when they play Alabama. It's a joke, man. They're not going to do anything. They beat the living shit out of Kentucky, the number 19, 44-6. The team showed me defense. Certain things stick with you in a year when you're betting. Okay? Yeah, that's right, Julie. I'll never forget. Tennessee opened the season at Ball State. Who cares? Right. Grab your balls. Play football. No problem, Lee. Next week they're going to Pittsburgh to play Pitt, who's supposed to be like, oh my God. This is top. This offense is a wrecking machine. Like Burgess Meredith in Batman. It's a fucking wrecking machine. The second half of the game, Tennessee's defense is hurting Pittsburgh so bad that they're carrying half the offensive team off the field injured for Pittsburgh. And I suddenly thought to myself in my mind, this team hits hard, okay? This team is capable of hurting you. This team is dangerous, okay? And they've gone on, and they have been undefeated 8-0. And if anything, they're looking a little sharper, a little fresher. They got it in their mind that they should be top competitors. All right. Another team you want to mark your card. I don't care Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. This football team can take any 3 of them. All right. National championship contender, you bet your ass. You bet your ass. We have never lost a bet on Tennessee. Michigan State, who cares? Michigan's bitching because some of their players were assaulted in the tunnel by pissed off Michigan State fans. Hey man, it's... Right? You're not far from Detroit, dude. You could be playing in Baltimore, right? Who cares? Mississippi Baylor takes care of Texas Tech. Arizona State 42 over 30 to 34 over Colorado. That's why I say USC could have their hands full with Colorado. I'll tell you what, Julie. How you doing? How you doing, Luce? When I see people being carried off the field, play after play after play, and let's just face it, after that game, Pittsburgh went dumpster fire for the rest of it. Who in the hell follows Pittsburgh? I don't know. North Carolina beat the hell out of them. It's Coven, Sloven, Keldon, or whatever his name is. Get the hell out of town. How you doing, Luce? Yeah, I got the TCU, but we had two bet. We split on that because we had the TCU West Virginia under 69. Where was the defense? Man, we're talking about fucking West Virginia here. I know JT Daniels. Okay, you can have a good game, but son of a bitch, where's the defense? I'm a little nervous. All right. Yeah, bad day for Pennsylvania, right? North Carolina continues to play well, goes to 7-1, 42-24. Do I think that they're elite level? No, I don't think they've played a hell of a schedule this year. So, Middle Tennessee, UTEP, who cares? UCLA beat Stanford. I don't know. UCLA. Nope. No, they went up to Oregon. And they went to Oregon, didn't do it up. Okay, did not do it up. The other ones I don't give a shit about. So what do we do? The games we lost. Ohio State did not cover against Penn State. We lost that. Oklahoma State didn't even come near covering against K-State. Cincinnati, we got backdoored at the last minute against UCF. Right. We lost USC, laying 15 points against Arizona, backdoored on that one. And we lost to TCU West Virginia under 69. We won the East Carolina versus BYU. We won the TCU versus West Virginia. We won Oregon. We won Missouri versus South Carolina, Tennessee versus Kentucky, East Carolina versus BYU. Illinois under 50 against Nebraska. We won in Illinois, laying 7 against Nebraska. We won for our best week, 8-5, which overall pushes us to 51-38. TCU always comes back. I defy you to find anybody else that publishes and publicly comes out and handicaps college football to have a better posted record than that at 51-38 on the season, because the sharps are getting busted up and the squares are getting busted up. And every week I put it out there in public with the picks to do it up. Okay, there's no hiding, no prevaricating, no excuses, no bullshit. Just good old-fashioned seat of the pants picking on here. Okay? Yeah, TCU. But TCU should scare you a little bit. All right. Maybe you say, well, they didn't match up well. They didn't match up well against West Virginia. Well, fuck, who does? West Virginia's a bit of a dumpster fire, right? I mean, they went into Virginia Tech and barely beat the Hokies, right? Elite level teams, Tennessee, Oregon. I got to take a long, hard look at K-State. Illinois is a strength of schedule issue with Illinois. Okay. Are they knocking on the door? Yeah. But they can't get respect because, well, it's Illinois. But their defense, you've got to give it to them. They held Nebraska to 9 points. They're scratching at the door. And it's a great year for Illinois. I'm happy. They finally got something to cheer for. Yeah, the Huskers might suck. But Illinois was only laying 7 points in that game. All right. I didn't set the line. The book did. Okay. The quote smart line. All right. Who else? Georgia. Yeah, they're elite. It's too late for Louisville. They're done. Stick a fork in. They're not gonna be there. I've been very pleased with the way Missouri. It's a shame that they didn't get serious. It's a shame they didn't. You know, it was nice to make money on. It's nice to see Missouri win a little bit. I didn't bet the Rockets. Let's see who else here. TCU, 8-0. Ooh, just that. Damn that. How do you give up 31 points to West Virginia? I don't know. Yeah, and everybody's like sweating that last touchdown for TCU. Everybody's getting blown up on. Notre Dame's been playing better lately. You noticed? I wouldn't be surprised on any given Saturday if Notre Dame went out and played Ohio State that they could possibly win. If Notre Dame went out and played Penn State, they could win. If Ohio State went out and played Alabama, they could win. Nebraska, Notre Dame. Notre Dame could give Georgia a good run for their money, and suddenly they find themselves 5-3 and in bowl territory. Right, been coming into form. That defense has been showing me a little bit of something in here against Syracuse. Is not a low quality team. I don't like them. Rockets crash my party. I don't understand how they're usually a powerhouse. Wow, lose $330 on TCU. Yeah, it had to be a barn burner for you. Utah. I want to see Utah and Oregon play. All right. And if Oregon goes in and beats the hell out of Utah, you're going to see the futures really start to tighten up for Oregon for the national championship. Yeah, I can't put that. I don't have that kind of money to put down loose. What went wrong with the Huskers is Frost, the coach. Right. Just does not have good offensive coordinators and things. And, the other guy tries to take over. It's just a dumpster fire. Which means now you have a recruiting problem. Which means the Huskers are going to be in the wilderness for probably another year or so. Who's going to have a great recruiting season coming up? Well, let's go down to it. I think Duke had a bye this week. Duke's going to have a fantastic. Duke has been another great moneymaker for me. Nobody talks about Duke. Mike Elko, what a coach. Guy's gold. Leonard, the quarterback, sophomore, true sophomore. Right? It's going to be money in the bank next year. All right. They're going to be recruiting. They're going to have gold recruiting. Illinois. What a difference it makes being a winner. You now have something to go out and recruit on. Our season, look. We get you in there, and all of a sudden we're contenders for a national championship. See you in the Rose Bowl. Okay. Who else? K-State. Don't know what the hell's been. Got to figure that out. Oregon, going to be a dream recruiting Oregon. I don't want to talk about Georgia, so what? Let's see. I don't know. USC's, it's Tennessee. It's going to be a dream to recruit for Tennessee. Can you imagine that? Hey, man, we beat Alabama, dude. With you, don't sleep on the wall. I got research to do, Brian. That's my homework assignment before Wednesday. Okay. I like Boise State, too. I've made money on Boise State. They creamed Colorado State 49-10. They totally turned their whole program around from a beginning dumpster fire, and what an amazing turnaround. Do you know which team has won more college football? Which team has the best winning record in college football over the last 22 years? Boise State. A proud program. I do the homework. I picked you out Missouri. I picked you out East Carolina. Everybody's shoving BYU. Oh, well, BYU. Well, where in the hell's Eastern Carolina University? We're cashing the under, and we're cashing. We're taking and laughing all the way to the bank. All right. Who else? I don't. You know, Michigan is. Michigan's 8-0. Elite level team. Right. The only team, there's only one team that gave them a game this year, and that was Maryland. Okay. And if the doofus hadn't have bounced the ball off his helmet on the punt, Maryland might have won in the big house up in Michigan. Okay. That concerns me a little bit. All right. If Michigan went out, they took care of Penn State. But I don't think Penn State's the gold standard to judge greatness. Tennessee went out and played Alabama. That's the gold standard to judge by. So I'm not entirely sold on Michigan. Their season opened with cupcakes. They had Penn State, they had Maryland, and I'm just not sure where they stand in there. I know where Tennessee stands. I kind of know where TCU, because they've had to battle with that every damn. I don't think Alabama's got it this year. They've lost a step. There's something basically missing in the composition of the Alabama team. I think Tennessee is going to bust up some teams. Okay. They get their hands on some quarterbacks and shit. That defense, it's provided they can stay away from the penalties. And I got to hand it to Tennessee. In this year, that first game of this Pitt game and shit, they were penning every time Pitt threw the ball deep. The Tennessee defender was wrapped into the guy, and there it is. Number 82, defense, pass interference, 15-yard penalty, first automatic first down. I mean, my goodness, how totally they've turned that around to almost playing penalty-free football. And I have to hand it to Harbaugh's team. I haven't done it yet, Luce. I haven't done it yet. Okay? I haven't done it yet. But they've turned, that's one thing Michigan does not get penalized. TCU barely gets penalized. The great teams don't put themselves out of the game by being penalized. Oregon, they get, I'm not comfortable with their penalty level. All right? But it is what it is. Well, what I want to bet on the future is not moving too much, so I'm not really concerned. And if I don't do the bet, it's not the end of the world. You know, I'm very much on top of Oregon and Tennessee as potential dark horse NCAA football champions. On that note, we're coming up to the hour mark. Rants wrap up for the week. Pushed out to 51 and 38. I'm proud of that. That's hard won. Hard won bet. Thank you, Julie, and giving people some pretty good ideas too. And some teams that I think you should mark your cards for betting. Don't be trapped into the transitive property. If this team did this against that team and now this team's playing that team, this should be a don't do it. Look at the matchups. Thank you, Kelly. And I'm going to wish you guys happy Halloween. And see you tomorrow. And if you're not subbed up, please do so. See you Wednesday nights. We got week number, what do we got? Week number 9? Yeah, it might be week number, man, it could be week 10 and week number 9 for pro. Good night, all. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up button.